I think you know the answer to that. Yeah, I mean, I thought we played really good. You know, the first 3 minutes of the third period, we got caught running around a little bit, but once we weathered that storm, I thought we were pretty good the rest of the period.
How pleased have you been with the line of Horvat, Miller, and Garland and what they've given you since you put them together?
They've been, for the 2 games, they've been really good. I mean, they went toe-to-toe with Sid on every shift, I think, tonight. Maybe there was 1 or 2 that didn't do it, and I thought they did a great job.
And PD toe-to-toe against Malkin as well. How do you think that went?
Well, I thought, again, I mean, we limited them, Malkin, to the point where I don't think he was very effective at the end of the game because he was frustrated, and that's a great testament to Petey's line.
What can you say about Spencer Martin's play tonight?
He made the big saves when you had to make them, and well, you know what, I mean, that's all I've seen of him, like 8 games now, and he's gotten points in 8 straight, so I haven't seen him do anything negative, and that's great when you can have your other goaltender doing that. It makes an inner competition a little bit.
He's only played the back-to-backs. Given how he looks and Thatcher's still kind of working his way back, can you get him in more than just the back-to-backs?
I'm sure I'm going to try. You know, I mean, we've got so many games coming every other day, it seems like. I mean, and the guys have as much faith in him as anything right now. So I'm sure he's going to play before there's another back-to-back.
With so many injuries on defense, how do you feel your defensive group has come together with some of the AHL players that have been called?
Well, this is the best game they played. I mean, as a collective group, I would venture to guess it's the first game we've allowed less than 3 goals, and it really reminded me of how everybody, defense and forwards, were playing at the end of last year.
How about special teams tonight? Some timely goals on the power play?
Well, the power play last few games is, you know, I mean, quietly started to pick it up. What I was really impressed with was the second group on the power play. They scored the first goal, which wasn't a power play, but they were a threat every time they were there. So it's when they can do that, then it becomes really a tough 2 minutes for the other teams.
I know it was important to get the win last night, obviously, but it's probably pretty important to back it up with a performance like this. What do you feel now like there is a foundation of some degree to start moving forward?
Well, I feel that there's, you know, it's 2 games, but I mean, you could tell it was like the weight of the world was lifted off our shoulders, quite frankly, because every other third period has been like, uh-oh, what's going to happen that's negative? And I think once we got through the first 3 minutes, then it was like, okay, let's go, and everybody just played, and I thought it was really good. I think confidence is an amazing thing, and when you don't have it, it kills you, and when you have it, it's really good, and it looks like we're gaining a little bit right now. I mean, we're not out of the woods. We're 2-5, but I mean, we're better than we were a week ago.
You leaned pretty hard on your big guys tonight, which maybe isn't always easy in a back-to-back, but is that easier because it's early in the season?
Well, I mean, it probably is, but I leaned on them because we were having hard matchups tonight. And we don't always have hard matchups, but if they want to play Sid 23 minutes, and the thing with Sid doesn't play the penalty kill, and our guys do. So, I mean, it's doubly difficult, you know. So, I mean, our guys were killing penalties plus playing against Sid. So, I mean, you don't want that to be an everyday occurrence, especially with a back-to-back or 3 and 4 stuff. I mean, stuff like that. That's 2 in 2 days. That's awful. And that was really a slip. I just slipped out. But you know, I thought everybody chipped in and everybody did a good job.
What have you made of goal coming down the wing? Did you think he was going to shoot?
Well, usually every time when you see 2 guys that are really good friends and everything, they always try to make the pass. But the guy did a great job of taking away the pass. And that's the shot that I've seen Bo make an awful lot last year. And when he gets it away, it's and if it's accurate, it goes in.
What do you make of what?
The guy that gets the big goal too, doesn't he?
Well, that's what captains do.
What have you made of what McKay's given you over the last couple of years?
Well, I think you guys have seen a progression in his play, and now, especially like with him and Kuzmenko too, the progression in his play. Because you got 2 guys that speak the same language on the ice, and they can talk to each other. I think has been really good. So, again, it's been a 1 week, 1 weekend, and, we're not talking Stanley Cup here, but we're talking progress over the previous weeks.
Kuzmenko gets the big goal tonight, but have you seen a progression in his play away from the puck? Are there still elements where he needs to adapt to the NHL
Well,
system?
of course, he's not a perfect player yet, but his shifts were shorter tonight. He was dumping the puck in at the right time. Those are great steps.
Bruce, yesterday you talked about Tad Pearson being a player who's won cups and knowing when to step up, be physical, and play that role. Have you seen that from Luke Shen over the past couple of days? Feels like he's taking the body.
Yeah, I mean, today was his best game. I think he's now our highest scoring defenseman, so that's pretty cool for Luke.
The puck management was really good. It just seemed like a cleaner game overall. You even stopped their entries. Was that a big part of it?
Well, I think, yeah, and you can tell, I mean, in the NHL right now, I mean, as we get into the 10th game of the year, the puck management of all the teams gets better. There's not as much sloppiness, and then that's what the progression as the year goes on will happen.
Was there any different message heading into the third period compared to previously in the season, or was it just a matter of executing?
I just wanted them to be aggressive and stay on it and stay on it. I said we may need another goal to win this game, but just stay with it and go after the win instead of just like even in last game in Seattle, we sort of sat back and hoped they didn't score a little bit.